Hi, in this video we will learn how to build a dashboard like this, consuming data from the SpaceX API and reacting to user input on range input by filtering the chart and reacting to user selection in the chart by filtering the table. So we will start with a new notebook. We create a HTTP source. The default configuration is the one we are using. There's a lot of data there, but I'm going to be using two fields for this demo. One is the launch year. So I will open the basket and drop the launch year there. I will paginate the first item on the list to see more of the fields, and there's a rocket section. I'm interested in the rocket type, so I will drag to the basket. I will now collapse this because that's a lot of data, and we are going to create a group by. I'm going to count. We need to count something. Let's rename this to rocket type. And we want to use launch year, but we want to use it as a number, not as text. So I will create a new calculated field. I will name it year. I will open the formula editor. I will go to the formula section and search for toNumber. I will select the text to number formula and drag launch year to the parameter and click OK. So now I will remove this and I will add rocket type and year to the group by. We can see that now the year is a number, but we only see one row. That's because we drag the first item on a list on JSON. So we need to tell Instadeq that we want all the items in the list. For that we click on the 0 and select the alternative 0 to infinity, and we do the same on the other one. So now we have the list, and this is technical detail, but you have to select evict on each update. That's something you have to do usually for JSON outputs. If you see the demo for streaming, I will explain what it means there. But for here, select evict on each update. And now we have launches by year by rocket type, so we can create a chart. And we want to chart rocket type count by year by rocket type. Let's close the basket, and it will list the charts that we can use. I will select stacked, but we have it the other way around, so I will open the settings, put the year here and the rocket type here. So now we have our chart, and we may want to do another chart, the table. So I create a new chart. I will select rocket type, year and count. I will rename this to count, and I will select the table, and I will sort by year and rocket type. Now we have both of the charts we wanted, but let's add the form for the range input. I will select edit. I will create a new range. I will go to edit here. I will call it selected year, and the label will be year. For now, I will put the ranges for the years of the launches. We will see later how to make it that dynamic. I'm okay with this. So let's see to read only, and when I move it, I get a change event with selected year. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this selected year to the chart so I can use it there, and I will add a condition. The condition will be where year end is greater or equal to selected year. So now when I change the selected year, the chart will update. Let's see everything together by creating a grid cell. I will add the form over here. I will add this chart over here, and let's collapse everything and see where the other one is. This is the table, and the grid is here. So let's drag the table to our grid and resize it. Now we can share this, and we can set the name to launches and the title to launches. We can select the light theme if we want and set it to public. And now we have our URL, and when we open it we have our dashboard, and this part reacts, but the limits of the range are hard coded. So let's go back here, and what we are going to do is I'm going to clone this group by, and I'm going to remove some stuff because I only want the list of years, which now I have here, and I want to calculate the minimum as a summary and the maximum. So now here we have the minimum year and the maximum year, but this is dynamic and calculate based on the data. So what I want to do is, let's collapse everything and just open this group by. What I want to do is an event trigger. So whenever year mean or year max change, which will be whenever the data loads, I want to do an action on the form. So I will drop the form here, and it will list the actions that I can do. I can set the value, the minimum or the maximum, because it's a range field. So I will select that I want to set the minimum and the maximum, and I will close. But here it's 0 and 100, so I will drag the year mean here and year max here. So now whenever year mean and year max change on this group by, the form minimum and maximum will change to that. And that was the first one, which is for the range. But also when we select when I select here, it changes the filter on the table, which is pretty similar. What we do is let's go to our chart, or the other one, and if I click here on any of the sections, you can see a selected tab appearing here, which reflects what I selected. So what we are going to do is put this category on the basket, and let's go closer to the table chart, which is over here. I will create a new trigger, which will trigger whenever the category changes. And what I want to do is something on this chart, so I will drag the chart here, and it since it only has one action for now, it will add it automatically. And it says set filter text to, and I will drag the category to the empty text, and I will set it to category. So now whenever I click here, it will set the filter on the chart. So now I will share again our grid now that we have everything configured. And I will reload or reopen, and now we can see that whenever I change this, it got reflected here, and whenever I select something on the chart, it gets reflected on the table. So this was how to build a dashboard consuming JSON data from a SpaceX API, and how to use triggers to interact to dynamically configure form fields, and how to use form fields to filter charts, and how to react to selections to filter other charts. Bye.